like let's also discuss about like what kind of we have seen like different versions of Python libraries which were available for installation, right? Like the external libraries, and it has like multiple versions as well. So let's see one of those. So let's see TensorFlow as an example. So this is PyPI. So if you see TensorFlow, this is in like 2.3.0 version. But if you see the release history, so within the like June 28th, it is this, July 18th, it is something else. And you see like for every few days, like you have a different version, at least like one in a month, if you can observe, sometimes like two in a month that way. So by the time if you download and install, it will be some version. Let us say today I have installed it, I'll be getting 2.3.0. So, but in a coming month, like by the time September comes, one more version will be released. So in that case, should I be updating to that new version, or let's go like let's continue with the same version? So will there be some issue in case if we change the version, or such kind of questions may rise. So actually, so thing is like in case if you have updated the version, depending on your release changes, okay, there may be some code changes as well. Like in the sense, how we use the functionalities may differ, or there may be some additional functionalities available. There may be some bug fixes and all. So in that case, you generally don't prefer until unless it is that particular bug is causing problem in your code. You don't change your version number of your package. So you should be continue working with the same version what you have downloaded while you're starting your project. Okay. So in that case, what you should do is, but let us say you have given this version, okay, and while you're deploying your solution, you should be specifying somewhere that this is the version of TensorFlow I have used, this is a version of NumPy I have used, like that, like all the list of your packages with the version number you should be passing on. And so the next guy who will be using it, so he should be creating his Python environment in such a way that your like it suits your requirement, like how you have developed, like the same package versions should be installed in his system for it to run properly, or else there will be, because of some mismatch in code. Let us say if TensorFlow 1.9 is completely different from 2.0. Such kind of scenarios will occur. Okay, so in that case, it will actually crash your code, and it doesn't work as you have intended to work. So in that case, what you should be doing is like you should be specifying the version numbers as well. So along with this, in case, అరే టింకు టింకు నేను క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాను రా, నేను తర్వాత చేస్తానులే. హలో.
Yeah, we lost you in between.
Okay, same thing. Like I'm getting calls for this episode because just a moment. I will switch to Wi-Fi. Just give me a moment. Okay, let me do it again. Okay, I went into Conda environment and then do Conda list. So okay, so if you see, these are the packages which have been installed in this, and these are the version numbers. Okay, and if you see, it is like py37, which means like Python 37. It means like 3.7. Sorry. So if you see, these are the packages. These usually come in default. Most of them come with default with like Conda. Even if you don't install any other things, like if you can see, do Conda list, most of these packages would appear. But recently we have installed this XLRD, if you remember, XLRD2, which was like 1.2.2. Let us say. Now let me install. Let's go to XLRD first and see if XLRD2. Okay. Oh, there is three also available. Let me XLRD2. XLRD2. Let me go to release history. So if you see in June, there is 1.2.6 version has been released. So, but if I see here, I have 1.2.2. So let us say in my new project, I want like 1.2.6. So what I'll try to do is like install 1.2.6 here by, sorry, dot did not 1.2.6. So, and what I'll do is install it. Okay, let me do this. So, if I do this, okay, it should usually it would start and then start collecting, if you see, and it has downloaded 1.2.6, and it has, if you see, it has uninstalled, it has uninstalled like 1.2.2 and has installed this 1.2.6. Okay, and you'll be using it in your new project. So in case if you want to also work on your previous project, then this will give a mismatch because this is a different version. So that won't work this way. Okay, so in that case, if you want it to work, how you should do is you have to create a kind of new environment for each project. Okay, so in that case, you can manage your package versions easily, and you can use like two different versions like quite easily. So to do that, like I'll show you one useful documentation in Condas itself where this is very clearly mentioned. So let me do that. So managing Conda environment. So this Conda, this docs.conda.io is Anaconda's website itself. So if you go here, so what we called it is called like virtual environment. Okay, so let me create one first. So initially, like let me deactivate, or you can activate it, doesn't matter. Active. Okay, so in case if you want, before going forward, if you want to see like what are the different environments available, you can do conda.env.list. Okay, let me add this here. And so if you see, it has initially gave some deprecation warning, and after that, base, there is only one conda environment here, which is base, which was located in this path. Okay, so the next thing is like now we want to create one more Conda environment. Let me do this. Okay, how should we do this? Like Conda create with name we should give, and name, and then the name what you want. Like earlier it is base, right? You can keep your own name. So for kind of flexibility, what we do is like we can keep something related to your project name so that it is easy for you to identify later. So let me directly skip this, like this will take like all those are like similar. So this is also same, like you can use a hyphen name or one hyphen n, both will both is similar, like it is like name. So let me do this. Okay, so even if you see here, there is one more thing where Python is like 3.6. So you can also specify what version of Python you want to install it here. So earlier, if you see, like we were, in case we want to directly download Python using this, so Python download, let me do this. It will go to python.org. And here, if you go to downloads and let me go to Windows. Okay, so you can only download one version of Python, maybe some 3.7 or 3.8, 3.7.8, something like that. There are like different versions available. Only one of them can be downloaded and installed there. Okay, but you can again download multiple, one more version by again going to download the setup and then installing it. Okay, so this is one way, but here through command prompt itself, what you can do is like you can mention just what version of Python, and so automatically in that particular virtual environment what you create, that version of Python will get installed, as well as like it will give the same flexibility for us to use uh, whatever external Python versions you want to use and all. So okay, let me try to create Conda create. So you can use like hyphen hyphen name and name of version. Okay, so let me use, I'm just using it for trial, so I can delete it later, so I'm using it as trial one. Okay, and then Python equal to 3 point, let me use 3.7. Okay, so let me use 3.6. That would download it now like again, so I'm using 3.7 itself. So this is one way. Okay, and then if you press enter, let me do that. So it will start collecting the packages from internet, and then it will start installing this. Okay, so this is one way. So let me go down. Okay, it's starting. So if you go down a bit, so these are the things which are going to install. So yes, okay. So if it is Python, again it will start downloading Python latest. Okay. So there is one more thing in case, let it install. Okay, like I'll show you. So after this thing, in case it's the new person, like if you want to deliver your project, what you do is I've shown you by doing Conda list, you'll be getting all the different external packages and then its corresponding versions, right? So if you make it into a text file, or there is one more thing like a YML file. Okay, so which is nothing but a kind of uh, uh, like kind of it a text file, if you can say, which contains the information about your packages and corresponding external libraries. If you use that and give that particular file to the new person, so he can directly use this particular command and get all those packages installed. So this Anaconda has this flexibility where you can, so if you see it has installed, let me go there. So clear, let me clear. Okay, Conda activate. I can do trial one now. Earlier I just did Conda activate, right? Now Conda activate trial one. If I do this, see it has opened in a new environment, trial one. Okay. So this is the case. So where if I do Conda list, I'll be getting all those packages. See, these are the packages installed, nothing else. Like if you see previously, there are like so many, but now only these packages were there inside. If you do Conda list, okay. So this is the case. So let me also try this code. Conda deactivate. So Conda env list. If you see. Okay. So if you see, there are now two environments. One is base like this, and one more is created in a different path. But you don't have to add this path again to what to say, like environment path to use it, because like it is like within the Conda, so Conda automatically takes it. So that doesn't matter if you want to add it or not. So okay, this is the thing. So one more thing is like installing with requirements. So what we should be doing is like one more thing. So create using environment.yml. So what I'll do is I'll give you share you this kind of file. So you try using creating using that file. Okay. So before in your system. So let me see how to get that file initially. Yeah, let me also cover this. This is more useful. So in case, let us say, if you see here, it is downloading from beginning, right? Like each and every package, it is downloaded again and then installed. But let us say you have installed like so many packages and you want those corresponding versions, and just that like only one version you want to change. Okay. So in that case, usually what you do is like you clone the environment like by just like copy paste of that, make a copy of that environment. You do that way, and then on top of it, you can do your own modification. Or maybe if it is same project needs the same versions, okay, then still like you want to make it as a new environment instead of using the same. So then also you do this cloning. So I usually do this cloning for most of my projects and then change whatever things are required. So conda create, uh, I'll be installing trial2, means like I want to create a new environment with trial2 and then clone. Okay, and then from where should I clone? Trial1. So if I do this, there are like few things which it's not like really downloading, because if it is really downloading, it wouldn't take like this fast, like because those are few MBs. Okay, so then it will automatically get the new environment ready. And if you see this, like previously it is here, right? It will be new also will be in the same path with trail2. Let me check that. Honda env list. Okay, so these are like few things which are more important. So the next thing is if you want to create YML file, right? Like that's what we are trying to. So similarly, if you are thinking this YML file, let me see this YML file. You're not popular with this, so if you are not getting this, so you can also create a text file with these requirements. Let me jump to that. So using which you can install this like cronda create environment hyphen hyphen file and spec file, which is this requirements file. If you use this, so it will create automatically with the corresponding versions what were given here. So initially, let us say you have already have set of versions and you want to generate this requirements, and you can't copy one each library and then that was corresponding version number, right? It should also be of some specific format. So create this. You see, this is the one. So let me see this. Okay, if it will work. Conda activate. Let me activate trial one and do this. Let's see what it will do. Okay, did it create any text file? Yes. Let's go inside. So it has given few repository links. That's it. Okay, let me try to do the base where actually we have external variables as well, external libraries as well. Okay, Conda deactivate. Okay, so Conda activate. If you do just activate, it will go into base. Okay, so let me use the same. if you see, there are like 20 libraries here. Like each is showing some versions. If you see, like Numbay format, this one like that. This is one thing. So it will automatically install those. If you see, are the links for those libraries. So from where it should be downloading. Okay. So this 2.2 Jupyter is like 4.1, 4.1, uh, 4.4.0. So similarly, these are the all the packages and its version number actually like it's with the download link as well directly. So this will automatically install those things and create an environment just like yours. Okay. So that was the case. Let me remove this explicit and give you what will happen. Okay. Where is the code? Let me delete this first. Okay. Okay. So what it has done, if you see, this time it just gave the version number, sorry, version name and external library name and its corresponding version number. Okay. So this is also a way to generate a spec file. So once you do this, what you should do is next part is using this conda create and then hyphen file and then this particular spec file. Okay, then it will start downloading each of those packages and install. So I'll provide this spec file to you through Google Drive. You try installing, and in case you face any error, let me know. Okay, yeah, that's it about Conda environment. Let's go to another topic. I think the meeting will end. Let's join in through the second week.
Will you share this path
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well?
yeah, I'll share.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to install it, is it?
Yeah. It will download and install it. In the sense, like, can you
See,
repeat?
I have 2.7. Consider I have 2.7 in my system, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to statement wherein I have to create a new environment.
Mm-hmm.
Along with it as well.
Yeah. It will download and install whatever like Python version you have mentioned there. It will download
Okay.
that and install it.
Okay. And
Uh,
what if it's already existing? It will
so
just make use
even
of it,
though,
or again.
yeah, I think so. Like, but when I try doing it, it downloaded it again and then installed.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So only in case if you clone it, then it won't download, or else like it will try to download it. So Conda list. I'm checking if it is there. If it is there, I'll continue with it, or else I'll install. So let me go forward for N. So luckily, I already installed NumPy before. So I have it here with 1.16.2. Is this the latest version? Let me also check that. So it's also PYPI NumPy. So if you see the release history, 1.19 is available, but I have only 1.16. Okay, but it's okay for me. Like I'll continue with this. I can install the new one, but still it's fine. Like I can use this package. Okay, so if you want to install, you can do the Conda install NumPy or like pip install NumPy. So it will work. Okay, let me start doing code. Okay, so I am opening Jupyter Notebook. Yeah, and one more thing. So let me show you the difference. Uh, I opened a Jupyter Notebook here. So if you see this Jupyter Notebook, if you go for, you got only Python 3, right? Let me open this kernel. So this particular Jupyter notebook as well, you can change the environment. Here it's only default one available, but whatever you have newly installed, the trial one and trial two, right? I have installed these two environments. Those are not visible here. Okay, but in case if you want to use a different virtual environment, like anyway, like you'll be using in a different virtual environment. If you want to run it in that particular environment, what you should be doing is like it should actually come here initially, but it did not come. To get that listed in your Jupyter Notebook kernel, what you should do is there is an like package or like IPy kernel. Let me Google it directly. So usually people install IPy kernel you'll be doing, and it will. There's one more thing. After doing this, then you'll. I thought like it will come in Google because let me do it there. Adding virtual environment to Jupyter. Yeah. So this will open in Medium. Let me see if Google result directly gives. Let me open it. So I don't need all these things. Let me skip further. No, this is not required. Oh, okay. This is the only line I can use. Nothing else. Okay, let me copy it and paste it in our notebook. Adding virtual environment to Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So this is the format you should be using. So let me also use that. Let me open a more command prompt. Okay. So and Conda activate, you should be into that particular environment initially. Trial one, and this should be the name what you want. Okay, initially it was saying throwing an error that no module named IPy kernel. So the IPy kernel package is not available. So install it. Okay, so it's downloading and installing those required packages as well. So but this is like really important step, like because like if you don't install this part, like you will be running only in your base environment. Your Jupyter notebook, you will be running it in only in your base environment. That will be an issue in some cases, that you might be thinking and that you are in a new, that your project virtual environment, but you will be using a base environment and developing package your code like according to that. So that will create a problem. So you should be doing this for every project as well. Means like every virtual environment as well. So let it install. It may take 2-3 minutes. So okay, by the time let me code this. Once that is done, then I'll be okay. So if you want to install like NumPy, so, okay, if this is installed, okay. Let me let me clear this, and IPython is installed. So I'll be now running this code. Okay, trial one. So it has given me that install kernel spec trial 1 in some place. Okay, there is a folder for where like Jupyter kernels where it has added this kernel spec, so that now you won't be getting, once you close and open, you'll be getting it. So maybe not immediately. So no, you have to close Jupyter so that it gets updated. I'm shutting down Jupyter. Okay. I'm trying to open it again. Okay. So if you go for new, if you can see two different things here, Python 3 and trial 1 and NumPy. So if you open it here, so you can see, let's go to kernel, change kernel. You have two different, right? So Python 3 and kernel 1. So if you open trial 1, see, now it is trial 1 instead of Python 3. It was earlier, it was Python 3. So now let's try import NumPy as NP. Okay, import NumPy. Let's do this. So it said NumPy, no module called NumPy, because I did not install NumPy in trial 1. Trial 1 doesn't contain NumPy. Right? If you see, there is no NumPy here. So that is the reason you got this error. Okay. So it means that it is not in like default environment. It is in trial 1. Okay. So, but I am intended to use it in base version. So let me go back to this one where I have NumPy. So if I run it, so it's trying to load. Okay. So it means like it will work. See, now it has imported successfully because I have it in my base version. So that is the difference.